Welcome to the Barter Edge Podcast, your insider guide to smarter business, bigger networks, and better ways to trade. We're here to share real stories, expert tips from different industries, and fresh ideas to help you grow your business using the power of Bartercard. Well, welcome to another episode of the Barter Edge. Today we are with who I think we can call Bartercard royalty. That is Andrea Key. She's been in the Bartercard team for over 25 years, and she has played many different roles within the company, and she's an amazing support for our team as the training and process manager for Bartercard Australia. Andrea, can you share a little bit about who you are in your journey with Bartercard?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jen. Thanks for that great introduction. It's fantastic. I've been with the company over 25 years now, a long time. Love working for Bartercard. You know, they say there's quite a few of us staff that have been around a long time, and they say that when you've been with the company a long time, you get green blood, and I definitely have that. I have that passion for the business, so I love what I do.
I was amazed when I started with the Bartercard team at the longevity of a lot of the team members, and with the new leadership and the new direction and, you know, with the rebirth of Bartercard recently, it's been amazing watching more and more green-blooded Bartercard staff members that are coming back, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, which is great too, because you know, there's so much experience in the team. And yeah, we have had some staff that have gone on and done other things, and then we've seen the light and they're back with the company. And it's a great energy in the business at the moment. The culture is phenomenal. And we've got Andrew leading the team, which is just so good. We're loving it.
Yeah, and everyone is such a valued member of the team as well. But why do you love Bartercard so much?
Oh, there's so many reasons I love this business, but I think for me, one of the big things I love about Bartercard is that it's such a people-orientated business. It's a culture of people, and that includes the staff, the clients and members. There's just such an emphasis on developing people, helping our members grow their business, you know, find ways that they can do things in their business they wouldn't have otherwise been able to do. So there's just this energy around connecting with people and building relationships, and, you know, and I think that's the thing, part of the reason that keeps you in a business like this for so long, because, you know, you build relationships with so many different people, and you get to know some of their great members. And there's members that have been in the Bartercard business who I've known pretty much since those early days of when I started. And then there's the new ones that are coming through as well. So just great connections, and you build some really great business friendships with some of our members as well, which is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I love that. Every day I hear stories of our members or things that our team has been able to help facilitate that otherwise wouldn't have happened. You've been with the company 25 years. What would be one of your favourite stories in that time? Oh, wow. How do you narrow that one down, Andrea?
Yeah, well, there's lots of stories, as you would imagine, after that long. And I mean, I've actually had so many different varied roles in the business, and that's been another great thing about the company, because it is really for our staff about developing our staff and opportunities. And so, you know, I've worked in a range of different roles where there's probably been different stories in different situations. But I think when I think back and think about that, the stories that I love the most are where our members really get this amazing value out of Bartercard, and they're able to do things that, you know, maybe they couldn't have done before. A lot of our businesses are small, medium business people. And Bartercard really gives them that opportunity to grow their business or just do things, you know, maybe that they couldn't afford to do. So I think a story that when I was thinking about this, a story that I'd love to share is, you know, over the years, we've had a lot of networking functions with our clients. And in fact, we have one coming up very soon, but those events where we get the clients together and they talk about the things that they're being able to do with Bartercard are just incredible. And I remember, this is a few years ago now, but we had an event which was focused around some of our top trading clients at the time. And Andrew Fedorowski ran a group session with them where in their groups and their tables, they each talked about those creative things they've done with Bartercard. And we went outside that normal buying and selling. And out of each group, they then had to share the top one or two stories. And the stories that came out of that were just so incredible, and their experiences with Bartercard and what they've been able to achieve. And in Bartercard, we call that the creative business tips, the things that they can do outside of that normal buying and selling that really can allow them to grow their business or, even generate more cash business for them. So some of those tips are fantastic. And every time I see those sort of situations where the members share those stories, I love it. And I would say to any member, when you're going to events or talking to any other Bartercard members, ask them what they've been able to do with Bartercard, some of the things they've achieved, and learn about those different things that you can do. Obviously, we have our account managers that help with that. But there's just so many wonderful stories. A couple that I will mention, many years ago, I worked as an account manager up in Brisbane. And we had a member at that time, she ran a hair salon, it was her business, and she was really looking at ways to generate more cash business for the salon as well as Bartercard. But one great thing that she was able to do, which we call a value add, if we give it a name, that's what we call it, she actually ran a promotion for Lover's Day. And the promotion was marketed to the cash and Bartercard economy. And what we actually looked at was what could we do to value add to what she was offering to entice more cash business for her business. So what we ultimately did was she ran a promotion where if somebody bought a Mother's Day package, which was a couple of $100 for that package for their mother, then when their mother came in, they would get a beautiful bunch of flowers and a beautiful bottle of wine that was added to that package as an add-on. And the member was able to purchase the flowers and the wine using her trade dollars. So her cost to do that was minimal, but the return that she got on the cash business that she received from that was just fantastic. And it was a great promotion for her. So those sort of stories with some of our creative trading tips I love. Another one that I'll share, which was a recent one actually, one of our members here on the Gold Coast was looking at ways to incentivize their staff. And a lot of businesses, cash-wise, it can be tight for them to do that. So in this particular situation, this business bought massage vouchers on Bartercard, and then they gave them to staff as incentives to reward their staff. And the great thing about this was we've got 2 Bartercard members that we've transacted here. That member has bought the massage vouchers. The staff don't realise they're bought for cash or trade. It makes no difference to them, but they're being rewarded for a job well done, which is great for the business because then with their staff who want to step up because they feel they're being appreciated.
And how does that affect their culture and the productivity and all of that sort of thing just from filling some of their spare capacity?
Absolutely, yeah. And they're using their trade to incentivize their staff. So productivity increases because the staff feel appreciated. And the other great thing from that story was the staff obviously went and had their massages, used the vouchers, but that Bartercard business then also got some repeat business from some of those staff who were then paying cash to go skill. So that actually brought some cash business in for that member as well.
Yeah, and it's not just looking at Bartercard as just a transaction tool, is it? Because the flow-on effect of Bartercard members supporting Bartercard members equals opportunities in the cash economy as well.
Yeah, if you go to any business and you receive great service, you're going to share that with your friends, family, business associates. You're going to tell people, I had a great experience. And that doesn't matter whether it's a Bartercard member or a cash, customer. But you'll always share that. So, we always say to the Bartercard members, if you give great service to a Bartercard member, they're going to refer you, and that can bring in more cash business as well. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your amazing stories. Now, you were talking about trading tips. Can you give me an example of a trading tip that these businesses were talking about?
Yeah, sure. Well, those 2 that I've just talked about was what we call salary packaging and value add with the hairdresser. another great trading tip, which is probably my favorite, is what we call winning cash contracts. And that's fantastic because, like I said, a lot of our businesses are small, medium businesses. So they're out there competing for cash business all the time. And a lot of times, I guess, they could be competing for cash business against an organisation that's, maybe a bigger organisation than them. They can afford to drop their prices a little bit more and have a bit more of a competitive advantage. So a lot of times a business will drop their price to try and compete. But the winning cash contracts trading tip works on the basis that rather than drop your price, why don't you offer to take some product or service from that business as an alternative? So like hypothetically, I can remember a situation where this happened with a cleaning business who was a Bartercard member. They were competing with a contract to win the cleaning at a hotel. So what they did was, let's say hypothetically, it was a $10,000 contract. They said, rather than drop their price, they said, we'll take $8,000 cash and $2,000 worth of rooms of the hotel. And the beauty of that is they could then resell those rooms through the Bartercard network and generate trade dollars from that. So they haven't reduced their price. But what they've done is they've taken some product or service and then been able to turn that into trade dollars and use those trade dollars to offset some of their other cash expenses.
In such a competitive world where there's so many businesses fighting for business, like I love that, if I was to Google, say, a pest controller, it's the big names that have got multiple vans out on the road that I'm going to see first when I do my Google search.
Oh, absolutely.
But being in the network, getting to the decision maker, like we're able to support small businesses get contracts as well within the Bartercard network that they otherwise wouldn't be able to do. And I love that we're able to help small businesses do those sorts of things.
And that comes back to that, I guess, that culture of people and connection. Because if you're a member of Bartercard, you're a member of a community, a network. And, if I'm a business person or I'm a member of Bartercard and I need to go and get some pest control work done, I'm trying to go to a Bartercard member over a cash competitor of theirs. So it does give businesses an advantage in that respect. And I will probably, if I have to travel to that business, travel a little bit further to do that because I know I'm going to save myself cash by using my Bartercard trailers. So it's so good for business to give them that competitive edge as well.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Andrea. Now, Andrea, you're head of training. Why? And you train the whole Bartercard team, from the account managers to the accounts team, the sales team. You help onboard all of our team members as they join. Why is training such a big thing within Bartercard?
Oh, well, Bartercard's a little bit of a unique industry, particularly when we have new staff come and join us that haven't worked for the business before. So, it's really important that we do ensure they understand Bartercard and that they know how to work effectively with clients and businesses to, educate them on Bartercard as well. So, look, I've been in business over 25 years and always it's been culture of training. That has always been there. But at the end of the day, it's really important that our staff understand Bartercard and how to educate our businesses how to use it. Right from the sales side, where they're talking to businesses about how it works, understanding their business, looking at how it could work effectively for them, then to our account managers who manage the accounts. And, the account managers are really working, it's quite strategic, very closely with those businesses. They need to understand, how do we promote this business? What are the key features of this business that we can use to help get them more business? Where do they spend in the cash economy? So that we can look at, what can we offset on Bartercard to save them cash? And, educating them on the trading tips. There's just so many areas. But, training in the business, I know I look after training, but I think everyone in Bartercard has a culture of education and training. Everybody helps out with training. Even you, Jen, you've been involved in training some of our new team as well. So it is a real culture of that. And we really, I think, aspire to build our team up and, make them ensure that they're skilled and that they're competent and they know what they're doing. So, yeah, when we have a new person join our team, we have a very intensive first week of training for all of our staff that join the team. But we have weekly meetings. Could always have a focus around training for our sales and trading teams. There's always ongoing training happening. I'm running training on a weekly basis with some of our established teams so that we can, build their skills ongoing and make sure everyone's up to speed with some of our new initiatives in the business. So we're very digital now in our website development. So it's absolutely a continual learning environment. Even me, after 25 years, I'm still learning. So
yeah, and look, one of my favourite sayings is you're either green and growing or ripe and rotting. And it's always about that growth mindset and learning and all of that sort of thing. And it's very much a culture of that. But we offer a lot of support to our members. What are some of the new developments you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, well, we actually are running a great initiative at the moment, which has always been part of business, but with a real emphasis on it at the moment with our account managers. So, with Bartercard, one of our goals with our members is to offset their cash expenses. And so for an account manager to do that, they really need to understand where a business spends in the cash economy, and that can be in their business and in their lifestyle. So at the moment, we have initiatives that our trading manager is running with all of our account managers around the country to have our account managers work with our members and update this information. So some of our members have probably already been contacted to do this. But this is we call it a core business expense analysis review, where we're really looking into their business and looking at where all those regular ongoing business expenses and understanding where they are, what they are, how much they're spending, how often, what are their biggest spends around that area. And then the account managers are working strategically with those clients to say, let's look at where we can offset some of these for you on Bartercard and save you will cash back in business. So that's an initiative we're really focused on at the moment. It does focus on lifestyle, personal spends as well, because, a business person, we're all in business to make money, so we spend in our lifestyle as well. So, it can be important to know where our members spend personally, because most members are drawing a business, our wage, from the business. So, hypothetically, if I was drawing, say, $1,000 a week cash from the business, maybe I could draw $800 cash and $200 by the card, put it into a separate staff account, and then use that to offset some of my personal spending as well. But $200 a week is a small amount, but over a year, that's money that's staying in the business as cash. So it can actually help make a difference in terms of cash flow as well.
Andrea, you talked before about value add as being a trading tip. That's amazing value for all of our members, with our account managers actually caring about their business and looking at their business in strategic ways. Andrea, I love working beside you in the Bartercard head office. Thank you so much for being here and sharing so much value with our listeners today.
Thanks, Jen. It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being with us today and sharing your stories and expertise. If you want to find out how Bartercard can help your business, or if you want to be a guest on our future podcast, contact our team at hello@bartercard.com. Make sure you tune in for our next episode of the Barter Edge.